In the beginning, I got my hormone shots from Rotten Ralph. Why would anyone get their hormone shots from Rotten Ralph, you may be asking? Well, the answer is because he was the only one giving them. It's not like we were able to walk into any random endo's office and ask them for hormones. Hormones were so difficult to obtain that I remember asking, what makes a hormone? And the answer was, you kick her in the knee. A little joke. Seriously, though. Do you think Rotten Ralph knew a single thing about a medical protocol? Ralph was a low-level mobster with an attraction. He'd come when you call. He'd come in the middle of the night, midnight, 1 o'clock, and he'd bring a friend and he'd give you an injection with a lot of hormone and a whole lot of B12. But if you didn't want Ralph to come over your house, you could just wait till Saturday when he would be in the bathrooms of Edelweiss, Sally's 2, and Katz. Imagine a bar where 2/3 of the people in it just had a hormone shot, a fish fry. After Rotten Ralph, it was Dr. Schiffman, Felix Schiffman, also known as Shifty Schiffman. Dr. Schiffman offered hormone shots Thursday afternoons. He wanted you to come every week, and they cost $100. Cash only, of course. Schiffman would give you way too much hormones way too often, and we would take them and take them and take them until we got bloated. I became so bloated, I looked like I was 8 months pregnant. When that happened, you would take a couple of months off of taking the hormones, and sometimes you would take as long as a year before you kind of got back to normal. Schiffman used those weekly appointments to tell you what you needed. He had no qualms pointing out what about you made you look very masculine and that he needed to fix it for you. Schiffman did my nose, and he did my chest. Then came Dr. Bartalos, a wonderful man who was determined, hell-bent on figuring out what worked. Unlike Schiffman, Bartalos treated you, all of you. If you had a sore throat, you could go to him. If you had a stomachache, if you had anything, you could go to Dr. Bartalos. Plus, he would give you your hormone shots. At first, Bartalos gave you a shot once a month, and then he switched it to every other week. He also was the first doctor to stop including B12. Then I moved to Puerto Rico, and when I got to Puerto Rico, I had all my prescriptions and everything, and the pharmacist said, we don't get hormones here. I often wonder if he thought that I was going to take no for an answer. Well, I didn't, and I carried on and on and on. Before I was able to get hormones in Puerto Rico, I had to fly back to New York and get one pharmacist to call the other pharmacist. I don't know what they said to each other, but when I got back to Puerto Rico, I was able to fill my hormone prescription. When I left Puerto Rico, I returned to Los Angeles, where I had enough club money to go to a concierge doctor. It was so expensive that it was unsustainable for me to continue seeing him for very long. But if you ever have the opportunity, don't miss out on it. Then I moved to San Diego. Well, not really San Diego. I moved to a town called Encinitas, right on the ocean. Very beautiful. The doctor in the town told me he don't treat people like me and referred me to some place in San Diego. So I would have to drive to San Diego to get my hormone shots. And that's when I started to do them myself. When I was back in New York City, I went to the Transgender Center in Mount Sinai. What an experience. I saw a lovely woman there called Kit. She also treated everything, all of your ailments she took care of, plus was great at doing the hormone thing, and was the first doctor ever to want to plan surgeries for you. You didn't have to beg. Here in Vermont, I have one doctor who treats everything. He was a lovely man, does everything for you, a doll. His medical assistant is a trans woman, and she's so sweet. Before he took me on, though, I had a doctor here, an endocrinologist here, who fired me as a patient because she thought she knew more about me than me. I know when my hormones are running amok, when they're slightly off, because it's my body and I've been on them for a very long time. And I have one hair that grows right here when my testosterone or my estrogen is not working like it should. I tried menopause for a minute and then I decided it didn't work for me. When I die at 86, I'm going to have the hormone levels of a 32-year-old.